Sylvester Ofori was a Ghanaian pastor living in Orlando, Florida. To the world, he was the founder of the Floodgates of Heaven Church, a man who stood before a congregation preaching hope, faith, and love. His wife, Barbara Tommey, was just 27 years old, gentle, kind, and admired by her friends and family. She was the picture of grace and warmth. Together, they looked like a blessed couple, an ambitious preacher and his devoted wife, building a life in America. But behind the polished exterior, their marriage was unraveling. Barbara's family would later reveal that Ofori was not the man the congregation saw on Sundays. At home, he was controlling, manipulative, and at times violent. Their relationship became strained, filled with arguments and threats. Barbara's loved ones pleaded with her to leave for her own safety, and eventually she did, choosing separation over the cycle of fear. For Ofori, the separation was a blow to his pride. To lose Barbara was to lose control, and to a man who built his image on authority, that was unbearable. His anger deepened, and soon his threats became chillingly clear. Barbara's own brother recalled a moment when Ofori looked him in the eye and said, "If I don't kill her, I'm not a man." Those words would prove prophetic. On the morning of September 8, 2020, Barbara prepared for another day of work at the Navy Federal Credit Union. She walked toward the building, unaware that her estranged husband was waiting in the shadows. As she approached the entrance, Ofori pulled out a gun. In a burst of violence, he opened fire, shooting Barbara multiple times. She collapsed only steps away from safety, while horrified witnesses screamed and fled. The murder was caught on surveillance cameras. Barbara's life ended that morning, not at the hands of a stranger, but by the very man who once vowed to protect her. Police arrested Ofori soon after. The evidence was overwhelming: eyewitness accounts, surveillance footage, and his history of threats. Prosecutors called it premeditated murder, and the jury agreed. In July of 2024, after a long legal battle, Sylvester Ofori was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. Barbara Tommey's story is a heartbreaking reminder that behind closed doors, even the most seemingly perfect marriages can hide devastating truths. She was young, full of dreams, and loved dearly by her family. Her life was stolen by pride, control, and anger. Sylvester Ofori lost everything: his freedom, his church, and his reputation. But the greatest loss was Barbara's. Her light was extinguished far too soon, leaving her family and community to mourn what could have been. Asterisk, she was only 27, with her whole life ahead of her. But in a moment of rage, it was stolen by the man who once promised to love her. Justice may have caught up with him, but it came too late for Barbara. To follow more real stories of crime, justice, and survival, subscribe to this channel for more.